Hey guys, first, don't mind this, I got, something happened today that made me really mad, so, hence the nicotine fix. I would have waited until I was done, to do this, but I don't see myself calming down anytime soon, and as it is Friday, December the 9th, that means it's time for my weekly video, and I wanted to get it out while I'm in a relatively calm state. Last week was obviously kind of just a whirlwind of depression for me. I am doing a bit better now, but you know, I'm still trying to get back to my peaceful everyday self. Well, as much peaceful everyday as I can get, because that just doesn't happen. Anyway, that made no sense whatsoever. But I have been doing better, and this week I'm going to talk about what I had planned on talking about last week, and that's the difference between being a victim and being a survivor. Now, I showed y'all this last week, my survivor tattoo, but just because I have that on there doesn't mean every day I feel like I'm a survivor. It's certainly helpful. It's that reminder that I see every day when I brush my teeth, or I brush my hair, or I'm washing my face, or whatever I'm doing. I see it, and it's a reminder, hey, you're still here. But I do have bad days, obviously, and I call those my victim days. Not to anyone else, just kind of to myself. If I'm having a victim day, then I'll tell people that I'm having a bad day, just because that's really what it is, but I'm acting more of a victim than a survivor. So, first thing I'm going to do is, I had this all planned out, and yet I'm still with the ums and the uhs and saying stuff that I don't mean to say. Completely going off track. Sorry. I will apologize because I don't edit my videos. I just don't have the patience for that. But, let's try this again. There are, several meanings for the word victim. It just depends on how you look at it and what context it's being used in. In this case, it would be, a couple of the different meanings. First, when it first happens, you're a victim because you're a victim of crime. You're somebody who suffered from a destructive, traumatic event, caused by another person or whatever. But when you get further on and you start, or before you start dealing with it, it could be weeks, it could be months, it could be years, or it could simply be after you've started dealing with it, like me, and, you have your good days and your bad days. That would be, you're deceiving and cheating yourself. Dictionary.com, actually, I can't remember these things fully, so I always have my notes up on my computer. Dictionary.com defines victim. I'm looking at 4 different meanings right now, but the one that we'll be working with is a person who is deceived or cheated as by his or her own emotions or ignorance, by the dishonesty of others, or by some impersonal agency. A victim of misplaced confidence, the victim of a swindler, a victim of an optical illusion. Well, obviously, it's not, an optical illusion, or anything like that, but, misplaced confidence. If you are sexually abused or sexually assaulted, which are really, I guess, one and the same, or raped or anything like that, you do tend to lose your confidence. Well, I'm not going to sit here and say that everybody loses their confidence, but, in my experience, everyone that's come to me, and me personally, confidence isn't a very big thing. In fact, it's hardly there at all. You put out the air or illusion of confidence, but for me, it's never there. But this definition is the definition that we're going to work with, because, on your bad days, well, I don't know why I say you, but on my bad days, I blame myself. I ask myself what I could have done differently, as you witnessed last week. I ask, why me? I get really quiet and secluded, and I play the part of a victim. I mean, there's not much more to say on it than that. But eventually, when you start dealing with it and you start talking about it, and, whether it's to a therapist or a friend or a parent or a sibling or any other family member, or maybe you're just talking to a diary, and you start getting those feelings out there, and you start admitting that it happened, and you're starting to come to terms with it. Then you slowly make that transition and realize, well, it's not so bad. It could have been worse. I could have died. I could have gotten a disease. And if you did get a disease, well, it's not that bad. I can live with this. I don't have to be ashamed about this. I can use what happened to me and all these after effects, the mental, the physical, the experience itself. I can use all of this, and I can do one of two things. I can push it down. I can not deal with it. I can be victimized. I can be a victim forever. Or you could use it and get your story out there. Don't be ashamed of it. Take what happened to you, grab it by the horns, just grab it and hold it up high. Don't be proud of it, because it's not something to be proud of, but you can hold it up high and say, yeah, this happened to me, but I survived it. I'm still here. I'm still living and breathing. I'm still fighting, still going on, whether it's second to second, minute to minute, hour to hour, day by day, week by week, whatever. You are slowly moving forward. You're going on with your life, and you're not letting it control who you are. You're not giving this other person the satisfaction of being able to beat you down day by day, even when they're not in your life. They could be in prison, or they could be, in another city, or with me, they could be in another state. They could be hundreds of miles away, thousands of miles away, and you're not letting it control you. That's my biggest thing. Yes, I have my victim days, But on my survivor days, I am not going to give him that satisfaction of being able to control me, of weakening me. On days like today, it's almost like I've climbed this mountain. I've gone on this journey and I've climbed this mountain, and I'm standing at the top and I'm looking down on him and laughing. You tried to hold me back. You tried to ruin me. But here I am, still standing tall. But that's not an everyday occurrence, obviously, because I'm still working on it. I look forward to the time when I can feel like this every day. I don't know when it'll be, but it gives me hope. If I even have one day like this in a year, it gives me hope that maybe it won't be that long, that it's not that far away, that I don't have to deal with my victim days anymore. Now, dictionary.com defines survivor. It gives a few definitions, but the one that sticks out and that I wanted to give to y'all was a person who continues to function or prosper in spite of opposition, hardship, or setbacks. Whether you're having a victim day or a survivor day, or just a day in between where you keep flip-flopping, you're still here. You're still in this world. You're still living. Whether it be a day after what happened, or 10 years after what happened, you're still here. You're living, you're breathing. You may not function to full capacity. You may deal with the issues that I deal with. You may not be prospering right now, but you still, in the back of your mind somewhere, you still have those dreams and aspirations. And you may not be confident enough right now to go after them, but they're still there. You still want it somewhere deep down. And you want it despite everything that's happened. You may not realize it now, but one day, you're going to get this epiphany, and you're just going to be like, it doesn't matter. I am strong. I am who I am, and I will not let what happened define me. And you're going to go after what you want. You're going to find love. You're going to have families. You're going to realize that you're supported. You have a support system. Whether, even if you don't have any family or you don't have any friends, okay? So you may not have a support system there, but you have all these other beautiful, courageous, strong women out here who are willing to talk to you, who are willing to be there and be a shoulder to cry on, or just an ear to listen, or eyes to read, or however you get in contact with them. There are so many people willing to help in any way that they can. I'm one of them. Even on my bad days, I am always doing my best to help people. If somebody comes to me and they ask me a question, then I do my best to help. Last week when I was going through everything that I went through, I had somebody come to me on my blog and anonymously, ask a question. I'm not going to tell you what the question is, or get into great detail, but I was having a really bad day, and this anonymous person came to me and asked me what I thought of the situation. And I told her straight up as best as I could. Or him, I don't know, it was anonymous. But I told this person straight up as best as I could what I thought. And gave this person ideas and of where to go to find the information that she needed, or he needed, if they needed more. Because I'm not an expert by any means. But I will do my best. So to recap, it might take some time to get from one stage to another, but eventually you'll get to the point where you're no longer a victim. You may have your days, but eventually you will realize that you're a survivor. And I'm here every step of the way if you need me, even on my not-so-good days.